Okay guys, so I've already made this video once and I'm going to make it again because it ended up really long. I intend to start debate with this video and I really hope that you guys do join me in this. So I'm going to talk about tweet seats. Well, I'm not really going to talk about tweet seats. I'm going to use tweet seats as a way to jump off onto a different topic that I've already mentioned briefly in Kelly's video's comments. So to start with, let's talk about tweet seats. Let's get one thing straight to start off with. Tweet seats are dumb, stupid, and just a perfect example of why social media advertising can go terribly, terribly wrong. Let's move on to the article about tweet seats that Kelly showed us. I agree wholeheartedly with what he's saying, which is that tweet seats are dumb. I don't agree with how he's saying it. The point the writer of that article makes is essentially that you go into a theatre, you sit down. Upon sitting down, you turn your phone off, the lights go down, and the show starts. And you stay completely silent and watch the show, and then your show finishes and you leave the show, and then you can go discuss whatever the show was. That is a style of theatre. That's fine. But no, that is not theatre as a whole. I completely disagree with that style of theatre. I just don't like it. I know that sounds like I'm just shutting it down, but I'm not. It's a good style of theatre. It goes well. Here's what I'm saying. The idea of a rigged seating and an end stage, which is what all theatres are now, is prehistoric, archaic, and no longer represents theatre as a whole. It represents popular theatre as a whole, but that's an entirely different subject. I suggest that that style of theatre is no longer the style of theatre we need to concentrate on, especially as young theatre makers. There is emerging styles of theatre constantly in the world, and I'll get into those in a minute. Before I get into those, I want to go back, like, many, many years. First to Shakespeare. Let's look at the Globe Theatre. So yeah, they had their seating for the nobles. That was all nice. You know what the nobles did when they were in those seats? They chatted, they drank, they had meetings, and the play was secondary to the social event that the theatre was. You know what was even better than those seats? On the ground, which still exists in the Globe today, they had the pit. My God, I love the idea of a pit in a theatre. It's like a mosh pit for a theatre. It's amazing. Like, just that in itself. This is the new concept, that we don't just walk in and go stupid. Walk in and go stupid. That's a great thing to say. We walk in and we turn our brains off. Like, we don't, because we're theatre students. But most people, you walk into the theatre, they walk in and they go... So I'm saying that what we need to look for is things that don't do that. And I'm going to go back again. I'm going to go back to Kabuki theatre. Kabuki theatre is a Japanese style of dance theatre. It's done in restaurants. But it's not like restaurant theatre. It's a legitimate style of theatre. Not to say that restaurant theatre isn't a legitimate style of theatre. But it is one of the Japanese styles of theatre. And it's done in tea houses. And you sit around a table, and the theatre is separate from the social event. They're happening at the same time. You don't walk in, sit down, the lights go down, and you watch your show, and then you walk out and you discuss it. You discuss it while the show's happening. You shout at the actors if they are doing it wrong, because you are the audience, and you know better. Now modern day theatres. It's becoming more and more popular amongst younger theatre makers, like ourselves, to go out there and create theatre in a slightly different way. And one of the big things that I love that is emerging currently in the world, and I'm going to put some links to a couple of people below, is Pervasive Gaming. So I encourage you guys to check out Ludosity, Agency of Coney, and the episode Blink in Doctor Who, which is actually a really good example of Pervasive Gaming. Also Pop-Up Playground here in Australia. I almost said America. I don't live in America. So this is an incredibly condensed version of what I want to say on this topic, and I really hope that we can get some discussion going about this and about what theatre is becoming, and the abolishment in my hope of the rigged seating, go in, sit down, turn off your brain, and theatre. Not to say that's good theatre. They're doing good things in those theatres, but it's just not what I love at the moment. So hope you guys found this interesting. I will see you all next week. Also, holy musical Batman.